Oh, I guess there is sound here. I had a little issue with my sound card, but it looks like there's sound in this. And I'm not here to spend a lot of time, but just wanted to indicate that I have some videos to follow up on and some thoughts to produce. So later this week, I think I want to come online and do more of a focus in on some of the comments and some of the videos that I've received to kind of go over. And I'm trying not to go too low on my face here because I've been warm. So I'm going shirtless. It ain't nobody want to see that. But I just want to indicate that if you come here and want to talk about how fat I am, well then you're gonna get attacked. And if you say some shit like that and you get attacked, why would you be surprised? Why don't you expect it? Because you're an asshole and you're gonna get retaliation. So if you try to punch somebody in the face, then you should expect them to want to punch you in the face back. On the internet, it's equivalent to if you make a shitty comment and somebody makes a better one back, maybe you should just shut up because you earned it. Leave it at that. Although, if you want to debate my arguments, you won't get any kind of personal attack back on that. I'll gladly debate those all day. But for now, it looks like Adam IFE has decided to throw my video up there and totally get wrong what I was trying to say, which doesn't really surprise me all that much since that tends to be the rhetoric of the major flat earthers is to sort of deflect the actual argument. All I was trying to say is that when you tell me as a flat earther that water doesn't conform to the outside of a container, and I show you that it does, it really needs to go no farther than that. It's not data. It's not an experiment. It was an observation. Greater Sapien said it best. It was a point being made as a demo as a counterpoint to a point that was made, and therefore the point that was made is invalid. In other words, if you say water will not conform to an outside of a container, and I show you that it is conforming to an outside of a container, that argument that you make either needs to be researched more or shut up because it doesn't work. Bullshit. And it's been debunked. It has been debunked. It's not some sort of scientific experiment. It just says that all it says on the basis of it is that what you think you know about water is not accurate. And that's okay. We can be wrong. Figure out what that means. But other than that, I'm going to take this week off from uh, Flat Earth debate online because it's finals week at school. It's a short quarter. They packed everything into a summer quarter. It was way harder than I expected. I'm still somehow managing to keep my honor roll status, and I'm going to focus on that this week. So I won't be very much online, but it doesn't mean that I've been defeated. It just means that I have so much going on that I can't dedicate a lot of time to this. However, some people have shared with me some videos that are essentially flat Earth stuff. It's basically the fodder for the flat Earth movement, and I'm going to go through it and I'm going to give my take on it. You know what? I think there's enough of us debunkers out there that at this point it's a crusade in a way, not to dissuade you guys from believing the flat Earth because you want to, but to make sure that science is like it's kind of like preserving a certain sort of thing. So there's a lot of flat Earth notions that come about that sort of just deny science altogether or get science wrong completely. And while we're trying to hold science together because it's a legitimate thing, I mean, the saying goes down to a science because the idea of a science experiment is to remove all doubt or to come to a theory of the thing that has been thrown at me recently that gravity is just a theory. And when people say that, unfortunately for them, it's an uneducated, ignorant statement. Because if you're talking about it from a scientific point of view, a theory is the last thing that you arrive at once your evidence comes in. You have a hypothesis, you test that hypothesis. If you're correct, you produce a theory. So at the end result of a scientific experiment is a theory. So does that mean I mean, you use theory, conspiracy theory. We use theory as kind of a soft word to say. It's an idea, or not necessarily a well thought out something or other. But the idea behind a theory is it is the final thoughts of a scientific experiment where the conclusion is drawn. So take the theory of gravity, the theory of relativity. They're mathematical equations that describe the theory, and the theory is for gravity that if there are two bodies of mass, they're going to attract each other. So what we do is use an equation to determine how much force that's going to be, and we apply that to things. It's that simple. Just like relativity, E equals mc squared. The idea that wherever something is, if something's going away from it, it goes at like the speed of light is from where it exists. It goes out in that direction at the speed of light exponentially, depending on how fast you're going. So if you're going in one direction and you shine a light, then that light is going to go that direction at that speed faster at the speed of light from that instant on. I don't know if that means, and it's not something that I have really explored. And some of these concepts, I will admit, are a bit beyond my understanding, and that's okay. I don't have to understand it all. The point being, just because I don't understand it, I'm not going to just say it's false, which is what you guys do. And we got to stop this. We got to decide as a people what we're going to allow as evidence and not reject it just because I've decided it doesn't feel good. So I'm going to address a few things this week. I'm going to address the videos that I got. I haven't watched them yet. I've been busy with my other stuff. I am going to address the moon landing. I'm going to look at all I can about it and come back with some thoughts on that to put down my version of what I see using logic about what happened in the moon landing and the destruction of technologies. And then I am going to talk about D. Marvel's experiment one more time. We're going to talk about refraction and condensation in water, and trying to think of one other concept that's popping up a lot that I want to address. I definitely want to address the pursuit of knowledge versus the regurgitation of it. And I also want to address just the way people address this whole situation. That if you get something wrong, that is not a sign of stupidity at all. It's just a sign of, we all have human nature, right? We screw things up sometimes. So, like you take the experiment from Mr. Thrive and Survive, you have a guy taking cameras on the end of like what could only be described as a flat, like a merry-go-round situation. This is a ruler. Don't mind this purple thing. That's the handle. And moving the camera in such a way as that it pivots on one point so that this portion of it is slower than the edge of it. And, I get what he's trying to do. The problem with all of that is that the difference between that and something different shaped like this is that this doesn't prove anything. This only shows what it might look like from a flat Earth perspective. You want to put that onto a ball, and put your cameras on a ball, and essentially make your experiment match what we're supposed to see on a globe reality. Anyway, I'm going to address that one too. Go back to that. A little bit of refraction. And other than that, I'm going to be busy this week. So let me leave it at that. I don't want to get too into it. I've been drinking, of course, as usual. Why not? And I will see you guys probably maybe Friday or Saturday. I'll set up a live to come back and message some of you, and hopefully we can get a couple of flat earthers on here with a couple of globe earthers and just kind of chat. That would be my ideal. So we'll see you then. Bye.